was Talk to Me. That was a very good horror film.
Mm-hmm.
You and I are not a fan of the genre, and we genuinely enjoyed it. Our experience throughout that movie was shit
Mm-hmm.
because of teenagers. But
Ugh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
we really found that to be quite an enjoyable movie.
Mm-hmm.
And now there's talks of a sequel on its way. That's it.
Yeah.
There's just a sequel on its way.
Mm-hmm.
No other details. We don't know who is going to be the cast, when, or what it's about, or the director.
Yep.
It's just a sequel. Peter Jackson has said, I'm not sure if you saw it, you probably have. He watched Talk to Me and he thought it was a fantastic horror film as well.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on the sequel coming out? Are you excited for it? And what would your thoughts be on Peter Jackson possibly directing?
Peter Jackson directing. The news is that the directors of the first one are doing this.
Oh, they are?
They are, yeah.
Okay, I'm still going to ask the same question.
I will answer that question because it is a very interesting one. To clarify my perspective on the horror genre, though, no, I don't hate horror. I hate bad horror, and that is most horror. So if there's a good horror movie like Talk to Me, then I like horror, but most of them are just bad. So in general, I kind of do dislike them. That is my stance on it. But yeah, I really did like Talk to Me. I thought it was there was some genuine scares in there, and just a really fun concept, and the payoff at the end was really well executed, in my opinion. But with the sequel, I can look at it in two different ways. Again, IP driven stuff, because now it's an IP. But the same directors are on board. It is A24, so I have good faith that they are going to do a good job with this. From what I know, they have thought of the sequel prior to the first one releasing. Like I read the interview and they were saying like, we always had ideas on what a sequel would look like if we had the opportunity to do one, and now they do because it is getting a lot of success. They might have a bigger budget to play with as well. They've actually recorded a prequel of Talk to Me, and it's based on the character in the very opening scene.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was a super low budget project they did, and they said they might be able to release that one day.
I hope they do.
Yeah, it would be interesting. But yeah, no, I'm excited for it, and as long as the directors are the ones that did the first one, then yeah, I'm fully on board. Like to see what they can do with it, but you kind of look at stuff like this, especially sequels, and you're like, is it a good idea? Should it be left alone? And sometimes, sure, but then there are some surprises, and I think if these directors are, passionate with their horror film base or film franchise, then I think they can execute multiple times. So we'll have to see. It was their directorial debut. As for Peter Jackson directing it, yeah, it was interesting that he did really enjoy it, because he was saying the same thing about he doesn't really like horrors, and because they're not really well done, and this one was good. So Peter Jackson directing a horror movie, I'd be on board with it. I don't really understand Peter Jackson as a director anymore. He swings and flows in weird
what was the last thing he directed?
I know he did a color restoration of a war documentary about 5-6 years ago.
The Hobbit?
Yeah, he did the Hobbit movies. He obviously did King Kong, Lord of the Rings. But yeah, just kind of, he has really good stuff and really bad stuff.
Yeah.
I would love to gauge his where he's at as a director now in the horror genre. I think that'd be particularly interesting. So if they're doing a third one or a spin-off or any kind of horror movie in the Talk to Me kind of franchise, then I'm fully on board with Peter Jackson. I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah. Because he's more of a fantasy sort of director, He's done Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, The Lovely Bones as well. And I think he was a producer or something on Mortal Engines as well.
Yeah, very close to the
So
project.
he's really sticking to, same as Denis Villeneuve, how he's purely sci-fi, he's purely pretty much fantasy. So if he's game to direct a horror film, it would be awesome, because you can see something different of him, and possibly he could be one of those directors that have a hit in both or multiple genres.
Yeah.
So it'd be awesome to see him in that. In terms of Talk to Me sequel, I'll be excited for it. I wouldn't really want it to be based in Australia. I'd like to see the hand go to another continent. maybe not America, but like I don't know.
New Zealand.
I said another continent.
You don't want to include it? Why?
Well-
Why not New Zealand?
We're part of Australasia
Yeah, I know that. But like, why not New Zealand?
because it's pretty much the same as Australia.
Debatable, considering how much you dislike Australia.
Yeah, but that's because of rivalry.
Rivalry.
I just have to. But like something like I don't know, like Asia, that'll be so interesting, or even Africa. We've barely seen African movies, like a horror film in Africa. That'll be insane.
Because where did it end? Where did it end? Was it? It was some. It was a Spanish country. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yes, it does. Yeah, South
Yeah.
America.
Yeah. South America. If it could open up straight away after that, that would be kind of sick.
So similar to how the first one opened up and then it went to a different continent, or do you want to keep it based in the South America?
No, you know how the main girl in the movie, she talks to the South Americans.
Oh yeah.
It kind of just starts with those characters, or in South America, I guess. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
but just carrying that hand throughout wherever it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that'd
think
be cool.
I think that would be cool. Like seeing like this hand like create havoc amongst like multiple continents. So I'd really like to see Talk to Me go to like a different continent and explore that culture in terms of how they perceive this
yeah.
sort of fantastical
Mhm.
horror thing. Yeah.